Mark, with his short temper and mischievous nature, was an essential part of our tight-knit group of friends. Emma, Sarah, and I, David, formed a quartet that navigated the labyrinth of childhood together. Our shared adventures were often punctuated by Mark's antics, his knack for stirring up trouble bringing a unique thrill to our friendship. Mark was always the one to push boundaries, seeking to challenge authority and test limits. Whether it was sneaking out past curfew or orchestrating elaborate practical jokes, he reveled in the chaos that ensued, finding amusement in the mayhem he created. We, his loyal friends, would often find ourselves caught in the crossfire, blamed for his actions while he remained unscathed. Mark's pranks took us on a roller coaster of emotions. Sometimes we couldn't help but laugh at his audacity, marveling at his ability to avoid consequences. Other times, however, we found ourselves frustrated and angry, bearing the brunt of punishments that were rightfully his. Mark had a talent for weaving intricate webs of deception, ensuring that someone else would bear the blame while he slipped away unnoticed. These pranks strained our friendships at times, testing the limits of our loyalty. We would argue and quarrel, questioning the boundaries of our camaraderie. Yet somehow, we always managed to find our way back to one another, our bond resilient in the face of Mark's mischievous games. It was a sunny afternoon when our lives were irrevocably altered. Mark's impulsive nature, coupled with a stroke of ill luck, led him down a treacherous path. A moment of recklessness, an unfortunate accident, and suddenly, he was gone. The news struck us like lightning, leaving us paralyzed with grief and guilt. The weight of our friend's absence was suffocating, the realization of our own mortality etched deeply into our souls. In the aftermath of Mark's tragic death, an unsettling atmosphere began to shroud our lives. Strange phenomena plagued us, leaving us feeling as though we were constantly being watched. Shadows danced at the periphery of our vision, whispers echoed through empty rooms, and objects moved of their own accord. It became evident that Mark's spirit lingered, his presence haunting us with the same mischievous energy that had defined him in life. Emma was the first to encounter Mark's ghostly apparition. Late one night, as she lay in bed, a chill swept through the room, accompanied by the faint sound of laughter. When she opened her eyes, she saw Mark's translucent figure standing at the foot of her bed, a mischievous grin etched upon his face. Paralyzed with fear, Emma watched as he disappeared into the darkness, leaving her trembling and questioning her sanity. Soon after Emma's encounter, Sarah became the target of Mark's spectral mischief. Late at night, when she was home alone, the sound of footsteps echoed through the hallway, growing closer with each passing moment. The creaking floorboards heralded Mark's ethereal presence, filling Sarah with a mix of dread and curiosity. Doors would slam shut, pictures would fall from walls, and objects would levitate as if guided by an unseen force. Sarah's once peaceful sanctuary became a place of haunting turmoil. As Mark's mischievous spirit continued to torment our lives, it was only a matter of time before I, David, experienced his ghostly presence. It began with fleeting glimpses in the mirror, a reflection of Mark's face superimposed over my own. I would wake up in the middle of the night, gasping for breath, only to find him standing at the foot of my bed, his eyes filled with an otherworldly intensity. His spectral visits became more frequent and intense. Books would fly off shelves, photographs would shatter, and the temperature in the room would plummet whenever he was near. The weight of his presence was suffocating, and I found myself questioning my own sanity as the line between the living and the dead blurred. As the hauntings persisted, our once unbreakable bond was strained to its limits. Fear and tension filled the air whenever we gathered, each of us harboring a secret terror of Mark's ghostly apparition. Desperate for answers, we turned to paranormal experts and researched methods to communicate with spirits. Through our extensive research, we stumbled upon a medium psychic with a reputation for bridging the gap between the living and the dead. With a mixture of skepticism and hope, we made arrangements to meet this psychic, hoping that she could help us understand why Mark's spirit lingered and find a way to bring peace to our tormented lives. The dimly lit room crackled with an air of anticipation as we sat in a circle, joining hands and gazing at the medium psychic. Her eyes fluttered shut, her body swaying gently as she entered a deep, trance-like state. It was then that we sensed a shift in the energy, a presence entering the room, a presence we knew all too well. Through the medium's voice, Mark's spirit emerged, his tone tinged with remorse and understanding. He explained that his actions in life had been fueled by a deep-seated need for validation and attention, a desperate cry for help masked by his mischievous demeanor. In death, he had gained clarity, and the weight of his past transgressions weighed heavily upon him. Through the medium, Mark spoke of his profound regret and the torment he felt for the pain he had inflicted upon us. He acknowledged that his pranks had been misguided attempts to escape his own inner demons, to find a fleeting sense of control in a chaotic world. His intentions had never been to harm us, but rather to seek solace in the misguided belief that his actions would fill the void within him. Mark's spirit implored us to understand that he had finally comprehended the consequences of his choices. He had come to terms with the fact that his own recklessness had led to his untimely demise. In the realm between life and death, he had found the humility to acknowledge his faults and the overwhelming desire to make amends. As Mark's haunting apology echoed through the room, a mixture of emotions flooded our beings. Tears streamed down our faces as we released the pain that had plagued us alongside his ghostly presence. In that moment, forgiveness became our salvation, a path towards healing for both the living and the dead. With heavy hearts, we embraced the understanding that had eluded us for so long. Mark's spirit, filled with remorse and longing for redemption, found solace in our forgiveness. The paranormal disturbances ceased, replaced by an ethereal tranquility that enveloped our lives. The bond of our friendship, now fortified through forgiveness, took on a profound meaning as we emerged from the shadows of our haunted past. And so, as the years passed, the memory of Mark's haunting apology stayed with us, a reminder of the fragility of life and the power of forgiveness. We carried his legacy in our hearts, forever changed by the ethereal connection we had forged between the living and the dead. The bonds of our friendship, tested by the trials of grief and fear, emerged stronger than ever, serving as a testament to the enduring power of forgiveness and the resilience of the human spirit. If you like my stories, please support me by clicking on the like button and subscribing to my channel.